Hello to everybody. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. We have James here with us as always to co-host this review from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Link to his channel is in the description of this video. Hi, James.
Hello, hey everybody, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video.
Thank you. Please do. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, y'all is back. And I don't really So I feel like the franchise is doing well on MTV. However, I feel I don't fully like the direction it's going, if that makes sense, like the energy of it now. But I'ma still recap the show because it's fun to talk about. These people are crazy as hell, and that's just a fact. So the crew is gonna be going to London. Spice is bringing them to London to be a part of her tour and I guess perform. I wouldn't bring them people nowhere after they had that brawl on stage. The audience left and booed them on the last season. I wouldn't take those people anywhere. But Spice obviously has a strong contract with MTV. And he said, "Hey, Spice is my favorite." It's very rare that we hear that these days. I personally feel like Spice is way above the cast in terms of if we had to grade them on a scale of what type of celebrity, A, B, C, and D. Spice is not, I think, is much more known than the rest of these people. I'm gonna behave, y'all. I could be nice. Look at me. Look at the Lord work. But yeah, I definitely don't feel like she matches. I'm not saying these other people aren't talented, but no one has the success that Spice has, the international connections. She really has done a lot, and we've watched her career grow on this show. So I will say that. And Spice, now that she's leaning more into her career versus the BS, I think it will help her to redeem herself a little bit because a couple seasons ago, she was acting a fool. But we do learn that Scrappy has blocked and unfollowed Amy Luciani. I'm not going to talk about her dating Dwight Howard or whoever she's dating until it comes up on this show. Until it comes up on the show, I really don't give a damn who that girl dates because based on who she's dated before, I'm not surprised. If you know, you know. I'm just not surprised when it comes to AV. But Chaotic and Scrappy, they also still have issues because we saw Scrappy act like he wanted to fight Chaotic on stage because they got a stupid beef over a YouTube channel. If you do business with your friends and you know that you're funny about money and you know that you're helping each other with content, if it's going to be that deep, just have your own channel or do it because you want to do it for fun. If James monetizes or something on his channel, I'm going to still be there recapping stuff with him because it's fun. I don't need $1. I don't care. You know,
Vice
do it
versa.
because you want to.
Vice versa. Now, here's the thing. Because I am who I am going to share my wealth with my friend, whether she like it or not. Because at the end of the day, we are a team. Especially if like I make like some huge amount of money. Like let's say someone cashed app or someone gave me when I do monetize a super chat. Of course I'm splitting that with her because at the end of the day, we're doing this together. So I understood both sides. However, I value the friendship more than anything. So I don't expect anything in
That's
return.
how you know. I think that's a good point you brought up because that's how you know their friendship was not that real and not that deep. People have
Yes.
to be able to recognize having fun with people versus actually having a friendship because friendship's just
Yes.
another form of a relationship. You can have fun and party with anybody, especially if you like me. I always end up just partying with random people in the club, at the bar. I don't know. Liquor makes me extroverted, but anybody can do it. Outside of that, how deep is friendship actually going to be? We don't know. But pretty much, y'all, they give us updates that these people going through the same things. I was baffled though, and I want to know if you are too, James. That little Zane or Zane, whatever the hell he want to be called, because he don't look like he used to look when he was in Doctor Doolittle too.
Not in the slightest. He is you know what's funny is that right after, because you know how you forget who people are, and I had to Google him. Like, what did I know him from? It was funny. Over, it was the weekend before last. I was watching Fighting Temptation, and I was like, "Oh, that's who he is." Now, what the hell happened? because he's very handsome in his earlier days. I don't know if that's just life, if that's just stress. I don't know what that is, but I was like, dang, he did not age well at all.
I'm surprised that he was saying that being in London was his first time being there. I'm like, weren't you a
I'm
superstar?
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Maybe nobody outside of America cared. This
Well,
is
it's not that I don't think it's not that we didn't care. It doesn't surprise me because he gives his energy. He gives me that he ain't been in many places. Like he just
mm,
gives me that, that nudge, and I
mm,
don't say like is hood antic because I don't see him as a hood antic person, but it's in that same realm. If you understand what I'm talking about.
yeah, he
So
seemed like the type that you could take him out of wherever hood he's at, but it's never go good with him.
right,
That could be really
yes, there
good, but
you
that could
go.
also be really bad if you don't know how to balance. But
Very true.
you know, I'm kind of disgusted with him as a whole. He is making a fool of that girl, even though she continues to deal with it because he's already talking about he gonna try and behave while in London. Lil Zane, don't nobody want you no more like that. I just want you to know that
And
from me to
he
you.
was just staring at that girl.
It was weird. It
Yeah,
was
I was
really, really
like,
weird.
if you don't get stop lusting over her, first I think that lady is married. First off, and then two, it's
That's
giving
crazy.
thirsty. It's like you so thirsty for this lady, and she wasn't even paying you no mind.
No type of mind. She did not care. So it's gross. And then he got a wife at home and an angry baby mama that want to be his wife. It's just a mess. Now we do see him in DC's Kirk and Young Jock meet up. The squad of cheaters, because that's what I believe. If you listen, anybody who feels differently or knows somebody who knows somebody, just look at the screen going across the bottom of it and in your face. We'll call it alleged. But in my personal opinion, they're like the creep spot of Atlanta. That's how I view it, except they married. Because I was looking stuff up online and Yandy and Mendices, I believe, are legally married now.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
really?
Yes. Somebody actually sent it to me. They're like, it's back. I've been waiting. I guess that, but they haven't been for very long. But that's what it says, and there's no actual proof, but that's what was
Oh,
sent.
there's no actual proof that they do have a marriage license.
No. Until I see the marriage license, I am still not going to acknowledge this as a legitimate union just because of the way that Yandy lies since her, birth on this show.
And she's not even a good liar because it's like the lies don't even make sense.
No, no, they don't. But Medici feels like Kurt got him in some mess because of the side chick, baby mama Jasmine, saying that Mendices was seen in the bar. And I'm like, all she said was he was at the bar. Like she tried to say it in a way that insinuated something, but at the end of the day, all she said was that the man was at the bar. And we don't really care because no one believes that Yandy and Mendices are actually as happy and together as they try to make it seem. I haven't thought
Mhm.
that in some time.
And you know what's funny is they just posted on Instagram that they both got their dual citizenship in Ghana. And I said, also, Mendices does go with you to Ghana, Yandy. Ain't just Quad and Portia and all them. Okay, I'll stand corrected. Because y'all already know, if
Okay.
you guys watch Mrs. Best's videos, y'all already know what I allege Yandy to be doing out there. So, which I still think it is, but it is what
But
it
that
is.
you said in Nigeria, Ghana, Accra, and Nigeria are very different places.
I didn't know which one it was. I said
Ghana,
Nigeria because
I do encourage all Black people, though, especially if you are African American here in the States. Trey, do you go get your dual citizenship? Because the way things are going, you might need it. Um, we're gonna keep it moving.
I
So
do
I
want to
don't
look up
really
what
care.
tribe I'm from, so that way, because I heard if you can prove that you're in the whatever tribe in Africa, that actually moves you up quicker in the process in
It
certain
does.
countries in
It
Africa.
does in certain countries in Africa. That is true. 'Cause I have family members that got like straight through, all because they actually came from a tribe. So that is
Oh,
true.
yeah, I'm gonna look mine up because we might be in Africa. You never know. Just the
Jason
ones
said,
that are LGBT friendly. I got to go to one of those countries.
"Hmm, I would look it up." But uh, But DC felt like Kirk got him in some stuff because of the Jasmine thing, because the blogs basically went crazy the blogs have been talking about Yandy and Mendices like for a very long time, and not in a positive light really since he came home from prison. So I don't really care about any of that. Apparently, Jock took Kendra's phone and decided to go through it, and he saw DMs from an NFL player to Kendra. Now, I'm not even gonna get into this like that because we will come back to it. But all I'm gonna say is he got some nerve. You have made a baby on this woman, humiliated her publicly, cheated on every baby mama that you got, made this woman act like she did not want to have kids because she could like you have done so much to her, and you are the biggest cheat, one of the biggest cheats to come across Love and Hip Hop as a franchise. And you got the audacity to go through her phone and have concerns because another man DM'd her telling her she was beautiful, and not even in a random, what's up with you, beautiful? They're doing business. It was a thank you, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. I get where he's coming from just because let's say he didn't cheat as a husband, like if my husband looked in my DMs and saw that men was like, thanks, beautiful, no problem, beautiful, he would have a problem with that. I feel like he would be irritated with the man, though, not me. Because Jock did acknowledge, like, okay, on some business stuff. But my brother, you wouldn't have to be so insecure and flipping out at the first man that you've caught while going through her phone if you didn't do all that you did. And what did you do that made you feel the need to go through her phone?
Well, it's just the audacity for me because I do agree with you. Like I feel like yeah, no, she is like. Well, I don't know if I would say wrong because we don't know if she entertained the conversation or not. She probably kept it
He said
professional.
that she did not and kept it professional. So
Yeah,
Kendra's
I don't
not
understand what the
wrong.
problem is. I don't understand what the problem is. I can understand if she was engaging. Okay, then I'm gonna take back my original statement. I feel like he has a lot of audacity. Sir, you brought a whole baby into this marriage.
Again, I just want to know, what did you do that you wasn't supposed to do, Jock, that got you paranoid and feeling like you need to check her phone?
Right. Because this definitely does give projecting. It definitely, if I ain't no projecting in the dictionary, I know what today with you because this definitely gave projecting. Is you still sleeping with old girl, the assistant, allegedly? Is that what's going on? And
Jock is,
you trying to, rile up Kendra because you know she gonna fall for it. And
yep.
we ain't there yet. We'll get there.
She will. She always does. Because Kendra, we discussed this. You guys should look at the playlist for couples therapy. When Kendra and Jock were on there, James did cover it. That was just a mess. That was an
I
absolute
mean,
mess. Those two. It was the same
we gonna
thing.
wait till we get to her part because I'm gonna read Kendra for Phil because I'm not sick of her in this.
Now, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, y'all. Bambi and Carly Red meet up. They talk, they apologize, they make peace. They say they're gonna rebuild. Anything you'd like to add, James?
No, move on.
Thank you. Now, Yandy is speaking on a Black Wealth panel. I love Yandy just because she doesn't belong on Love and Hip Hop. She doesn't. I could see Yandy on franchises similar to Bell Collective, not like those bells, but you know what I'm trying to say, women who are entrepreneurs and actually like doing it, showing their success.
See,
I feel like
there
she
was
always,
another show. I wouldn't have said that show, but there was another show that like exemplified that same outlook, and I was just watching it not that long ago.
but not, that's why I say I'm not comparing it to the Bell Collective that exists in the cast, but the concept,
The
the idea of
concept,
showing women who are
yes.
entrepreneurs. Just anytime Yandy gets mad or in somebody's face, it just always feels forced. I don't believe she's a punk, but at the same time, she is the one of the few people on the show who has, I think, a lot to lose if she smacks somebody and they decide to sue her. So I don't know. It's annoying, but she's speaking on a Black Wealth panel, which I love, and Kendra is there as well. And Kendra says that after the disrespect from the previous season from that lady that Jock was working with, who he was publicly seen cupcaking with, she said that Jock has been tripping and she feel like he might have went through her phone, but she cannot confirm it. Now, I'm gonna say this: if Kendra did cheat, who the hell cares? Because this man
I
done
feel
cheated on
like
her how many times?
right.
And
I feel like you should just give her a pass if
at
she
this
did do
point,
it. Yeah,
but
but to
at the
me,
same time, I also feel like Kendra, that's a strange statement to feel like your husband went through my through your phone. If my husband goes through my phone, That's not like to have a feeling about that would be like something super super negative. Like what is going on in the background of y'all relationship? There's definitely more to the story. I feel like she might have done something, and even though she has every right, maybe he don't want it to be public because he can dish it out but can't take it. But there's more to their story.
I feel like if she did something, it was probably like just conversation,
Yeah.
like, or
Yeah.
probably like a, you know how it's still considered cheating, but it's like the emotional cheating where you're trying to get reassurance
Mm.
and you're trying to get validation for being in your situation, and you looking for that man to tell you you too good for this, you better than this, you know what I'm saying, like something that's motivational, but you don't leave because, to me, in my opinion, Kendra like toxicity. That's why she's with Jock. I feel like she loves toxicity. I feel like she loves, like, she grew up in the era where Jock was the kind of man that was shunned upon, probably in her upbringing. And when you usually, wasn't she a PK kid, if I'm not mistaken? Or am I thinking of someone else?
You said what? Repeat that?
Was she a PK kid too?
Yes, she
Yes.
was. You
Okay.
got it right.
So yes. So I feel like she went into that same realm of, wanting to get that bad guy because it was probably shunned upon in her home. So she wants that toxicity because she probably never got it and probably was always had to focus on school. She has a JD, so I think that that's probably what it is. Is that she wanted that wild side. She wanted that man that was going to be toxic. And I don't know why black women specifically, I'm not talking all women do it, but black women specifically always feel like they have to have this kind of man. And I don't understand why.
Um, well, Kendra and Jock, I don't care to hear her hollering no more. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't. On every season, Kendra and Jock either portray
I'm
themselves as to be
surprised.
getting it together or in a good space or going through something, and then she yells at him, and then he kind of doesn't take her serious. He'll yell back, and then it's the same thing year after year.
I feel like I'm surprised that she hasn't lost clients. I'm surprised like she's successful.
The type of clients that she has, I don't think they watch this type of stuff. I'm
You
not
don't,
gonna
so you
lie
think they're
to
far
you.
removed from it?
I don't think that the type of clients that she is servicing are gonna watch Love and Hip Hop, or I feel like they may be too busy. I genuinely feel like that. She's not someone who you're seeing like service other celebrities and things like that. Like she's servicing people who obviously can make her over
Like
$1 million in
Phaedra.
profit. Yeah, like Phaedra, like it's not gonna impact her. She's servicing a clientele that is so busy, they probably ain't got time to think about what a Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is. I truly believe that. But Kendra, she yells and stuff when it comes to her husband, but outside of that, she doesn't act the fool either. And I think even within the realm of business, people expect you to go a little crazy over your husband or your kids. So I don't know, but we gonna keep it moving because we're gonna have to come back to her again because God likes to laugh at me sometimes. But Lord help us, help us, help us. Sierra's dumbass is getting married again. See, it's always the fellow Geminis that get me to curse. I can't. Sierra is getting married again. She even skipped out on going to London with the rest of the cast to get married. It's not a planned wedding. She says she's had 15, 11, 75, and three-fourths quarters of a wedding several times. So she decided to go downtown to the courthouse. Good for her. No family is there. Her mama, her sisters, they're not there. They still not cool. They're not on the same page. And all I could think while she crying about her family is, damn, this chick getting married again. I know Geminis, y'all meet us and people get stuck on us. However, comma, this one is a dingbat. She has been engaged and married and wanting babies and all these crazy things. Done served the man divorce paperwork in a park on camera. And now she's marrying a man who looks like the lights are on, but there's not always someone home or present in his brain. He worries me just a little bit. He looked like he count real slow or read with a stutter,
Hmm.
and that's okay. That's okay
Right.
because she
Because
loves him
honestly,
for
what I
him.
noticed in that scene is he got it honest. The apple don't fall far from the tree.
Mm.
Just saying.
I understand that. I was looking at him. I was like, this man. I listen, and I'm not saying your man like spouses don't have to be on the same realm of education or intelligence, right?
No,
I have
no,
a degree, my spouse does not. However, comma, I can have a conversation with him and he has common sense and he can read pretty fast and talk in complete sentences. Sierra's dude does seem to really love her though, I will say. You could tell just by how he looks at her, like he's like, dang, I got her. And that's a good thing. But it was just a weird scene
it
for
was
me.
like I
Where's
don't
the
want to say
prenup?
she was settling because I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know anything about him. It's not like it's Carly Red's man who actually is the CEO of something. So I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if she's happy, because we had Shooter her first season, we moved on to Eric seasons later, and now we got this dude. So,
In
Sierra, I
between,
hope you had, huh?
we had to deal with BK and his head. The shape of it bothered me.
Oh,
Um,
I forgot about him.
yeah, he's forgettable. But yeah, it's just a strange thing. But it does seem like this man loves Sierra. I can't sense that same energy back, but I do wish them the best. She said he'd been trying to get her to date him for 15 years. Wow. I want to know what he does for a living. I want to know what he's done for the 15 years and why he didn't pursue other. I have more questions, but I know I'm not going to get them. Now, I didn't understand where her other child was, Mason, the boy she shares with Shooter. And I believe there's another baby because only the daughter Paris was there. And she
Um,
kept speaking about, I love how you love Paris. How does he love your other kids? I'm so confused. But I'm going to leave my opinion done and say Sierra has been married too many times because she wore black to her wedding day.
I
She wore black.
didn't even notice that.
That to me, like my family's from New Orleans, y'all. I grandma all of the being to do all them crazy things, and I just feel like that's you wore black on your wedding day, and I know Sarah Jessica Parker did it, but yeah,
Sarah Jessica Parker's still married to Matt, what's his name?
I'm not sure.
I forgot his name. He's another actor, and I like him too. I can't think of his name. I think she's still, yeah, it's been they've been married like 30 years. Girl. We're
Maybe
black on
the
your
black
wedding day.
is a
Maybe
good
it's a good look.
thing.
Maybe it's a
Yeah,
good thing. I mean, I'm gonna wear black on my wedding day. So I mean,
because
hey,
as quiet as it's kept, if you not pure, meaning if you like to spread it low and dip it low and bust it wide, you you're not pure. You shouldn't be wearing white. You're supposed to wear like off white, cream, anything but white. But whatever. Good for her, Sierra. I hope you're really happy because you seem to be doing spending a lot of energy on making us think that you're happy. I just want you to be happy. James is like, what? But
because
y'all,
yes, because I feel like yes, we want her to be happy, but then in the back of my mind, I'm just picturing that last marriage for Eric, and I'm just like,
Hot Mess Express.
yes.
Yeah, she's a mess. Zane goes and meets with Scrappy to discuss chaotic. Basically, Scrappy is upset about the money. Scrappy feels like Chaotic should have gave him some of the money instead of taking his name off and paying him nothing. And I don't know. In my opinion, what I heard, it seems like Chaotic's the first person to hold Scrappy accountable. If you are doing and putting in the work, Scrappy, then yes, you are owed money. But if you're not putting in the work and Chaotic is setting up the channel, posting everything, leading the content, doing the research, filming it, paying for the equipment, which is what it sounds like Chaotic did, then maybe he do you like the record company and you got to pay back your advance, but he didn't really advance you anything. He paid for everything to get the channel
I
started.
have
So,
one better than
go
that. I
ahead.
got one better than that. Scrappy, last I checked, you were a celebrity. And last I checked, most celebrities have what we call contracts. So
Mm,
if you decide to do a business venture with a co star of the same business show that you are starring in, then you need to have a contract, no matter how small or big the business venture is. So the fact that you went into that not having any binding paperwork with this
mm.
man for the money, that's your fault. not this man who did the work, got the channel started, saw that you didn't want to participate in some matter of a factor. That's what I read, and just say, forget it. Whatever I make is what I make.
The other thing is Chaotic did dog Scrappy publicly. When Scrappy started dogging Chaotic publicly,
Hmm.
Chaotic got on the internet because I do follow him. I love me some Chaotic, y'all. I don't know why. He's funny as hell to me. But he did not dog him. He did try to explain himself and why he did what he did versus saying, oh, yo, this dude's a bitch and so on and so forth. Here's the thing. I think it comes down to what James just said, though. You're both celebrities. You're both in the industry. If you're about your money, then that means you're about your contracts and notarized paperwork, whatever you got to do to get it done. So, like I said prior, I do feel like this is the first time Scrappy has been held accountable and had to actually deal with consequences and repercussions to his actions or lack thereof.
His own mama won't even go into business with him.
And there's a reason why.
And
Mhm.
so, whenever that comes into question, then I question your business acumen altogether. If your own
Mhm.
person that brought you into this earth don't want nothing with you financially and in business, then there's a bigger problem here.
And according to Bambi, you dragged her down financially.
Hmm.
So
Which I
Scrappy,
believe. So yeah.
yeah, he has to understand and be accountable within himself. That's how I feel. And it's not that deep, even if he did do you dirty. You crying over some YouTube coins when you've been on Love and Hip Hop since season one. Your check is probably the best out of most of these people here. But okay, Scrappy. And you have hits that millennials will forever go crazy to. There's no reason for Scrappy to be crying over YouTube money. But moving on, we see Sierra after her wedding, her and her family got together. Um, her dad was around. I was actually surprised because when we met Sierra, she spoke about how her grandmother primarily raised her. Her mom couldn't even do it. So I did not realize that she had a good relationship with her father. Um, but again, congrats on the wedding. I don't really want to spend too much time there unless you want to add something to that scene that
No,
you
we can
saw.
actually just get right past this scene because it wasn't nothing more than the father sharing his disappointment about how the mother and the sisters weren't there to celebrate this really big moment in her life, even though she's had two prior before. But that's neither here nor there. But I felt like him as a parent, not seeing his daughters get along. I think that that's what's eating him up. But I feel like you. I feel like I want to know the background of where were you, sir, her first season up until right now.
Right.
That's all
Because
I want to know. If we can get that question answered, then we can talk about the sisters and what they grimy asses. We can talk about that. But no, no. I need to know where were you her first season when she was going through all that with Shooter, going all that with PK, Eric, and all, where were you at, sir? That's all I want to know. Other than that,
preach.
I don't really care.
Yep. I think a lot of us feel that way. Sierra be trying to show us bits and pieces, but I don't know. I feel like it's Sierra's time on the show is up. She don't seem to have strong relationships with anybody on the cast anymore. She's always doing the most. Go cook, go promote your beauty brand and do what you got to do. Because, reality TV wise, I'm tired. Um, Keeping it moving, you guys. Kendra and Jock do talk to each other, and Jock is upset that Kendra's doing business with this NFL player or former NFL player, whatever the hell he is. And Jock essentially tells Kendra that he don't want her getting money with that dude because he believes that this man wants his wife, wants to sleep with her, which he probably do with the okay, thank you, beautifuls and things like that. And Kendra made the point that me and James made earlier that Jock is just insecure because of the stuff that he does. But again, I feel like they're not telling us something. I feel like there's more to the story. I don't know. Jock and Kendra, it's the same thing season after season, and I get tired of talking about it. So that's why we have a co-host. I'm gonna give James the floor because I don't even give
What
a
you
damn
giving me the
about.
floor for? Because I'm telling you, I'm not sick of them. I'm sick. Listen, when I tell y'all, I am so sick of Jocelyn and Kendra. I am sick of them both because it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Y'all, we is tired because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like y'all playing in our faces for these cameras. I really do. I feel like ain't none of this real. I I feel
Mm,
like y'all are playing in our faces. I feel like ain't nothing wrong with neither one of you. I feel like if he is cheating, she allows him to do it because she busy with her life, and she probably just need him for oil maintenance and lubrication. That's probably all that she needs him for, and then it's done. So I don't believe anything right now. But for the show purposes, Jocelyn, you have your nerve. You really do. You
yeah.
really do. Because
The
either you,
thing that men don't think about when they stepping out and stuff, for those who do it, because yes, men and women will cheat on people that they might very well actually love. However, when you do that, there's no guarantee that your spouse will ever respect you fully again. And what I
or
personally I feel like Kendra might love him, but I don't think that she respect him no
or it's
more.
called karma.
Mm-hmm.
It's called what you do on this earth comes back to you, and
In some
sometimes
way.
harder than what you did. Because in the Bible, it says we're going to go through trials and tribulations just as people and just as a standard. So
Mm,
why add more and then get mad when it come back on you? So now you know what this feels like because she ain't the only woman you did this to. So even if she did, all she did was entertain a small conversation, the cute little compliments. That's
yeah.
nothing compared to the whole stroll that you literally put in this lady's face. I don't have time for Jocelyn. I just don't because I feel like that was comical to me. I'm like, oh no, you getting your get back, and you lucky it's just cute little comments of you being beautiful. That's
Yeah,
all that
that's
that
true.
is.
I feel like
So
there's more though. I'm sticking to that. I definitely feel like it's more than just comments, but
maybe, and
he
it would be within her
probably
right. It would be
yeah.
within her
It,
right because of what he
it would
did.
be within her right, but at the same time, that's why I kind of want them gone because it's like if you're not gonna talk about what really happened, then stop talking about the same stuff on camera because I'm over it. This is not how a marriage should be. If you have this many problems of this type, this frequent, y'all seek counseling and don't leave till you know if you're gonna stay, go, or last. Moving it along, you guys. Amy approaches Scrappy to learn why she was blocked, and she says they were never that serious as the cast tried to make them seem, which I agree. She was just messing with him to piss off Bambi, it seemed like. But Amy, I'm tired of your whole dating shenanigans. I'm tired of it all. I'm tired of the recent person you dating. I'm tired of the past person you dating. I'm tired of you being mad at people for somebody that you never actually dated but told us you dated, but you was really just sleeping with over a decade ago. I just don't care anymore.
To me, she's with exactly who she needs to be with today.
Probably.
She because she like Amy's one of those ain't shit ass women to me. Like she really is. So yeah, I wish you all the painful anal you finna get in this current relationship. I wish it all the best for you. Just saying, because I know allegedly that
I
that's
know
what you signed up
allegedly.
for. So, and all to say you just have somebody with a big ass name. Good
Yeah,
luck, sis.
don't date the first thing that come walking when you get a little bit of fame. That's it. But everybody back in London, they at a dinner table. I don't know why these people try to have dinner together. And Amy and Bambi actually do apologize to each other, which I was glad because as quiet as it's kept, y'all was arguing over a nigga that's a goofy one at that. I don't understand it. I don't care how handsome a man is. Mm-mm. That's all I'm saying. Mm-mm. So I'm glad that they moved on from that. Now they go on to discuss the issues with Scrappy and Chaotic, and Scrappy kind of acts like he's going to apologize, but then he ends up like being way too aggressive with it. You could tell he was just animated and wanted to fight to a certain extent. And he, in my opinion, Scrappy did entirely too much. Now, again, Chaotic genuinely did not start this beef. If somebody's not putting in the work, you're not gonna profit off of me. You're not. You're just not. That's not okay. If you on somebody else's platform, like for instance, sometimes I'm quiet, and other times on James's channel, I may be a little ratchet. But if that's what he prefers, and that's what I'll give him because it's his fucking channel. That's how I feel it should be. But they don't have that. Scrappy doesn't have the respect. He doesn't understand business or anything like that. Um, but it seems like it just seems like Scrap is upset at other stuff and maybe taking it out on him, but Scrappy ends up standing up saying he could have beat Chaotic's ass, and I hollered because Chaotic said Scrap has had time to beat him up plenty of times on and off camera, but has not done anything. But now that the cameras are around, he said, "You want to do something?" I said, "Thank you, somebody for
I
calling
was
him
like,
out."
wow. I was like, yes, exactly. And first of all, what are you fighting him for? And I tell you, I'll question men like him. I do. I question him and the Martell Holtz of the world when y'all get mad at men like this, like to this degree. This man ain't did nothing. He ain't talk about your mama. He ain't talked about your kids. He ain't talked about your ex-wife. He ain't did nothing to you, but just move on with the business venture that you didn't have no binding contract with. And
That you
you,
weren't answering the phone. You wasn't.
right,
You
like
tried to reach out to you.
I'm starting to feel like, well, Scrappy, was you in love with this man or something? Like, I'm trying to figure out why is it this? Like, why
I
so much energy?
I think Scrappy, like I may be a little off, bear with me, but I personally feel like Scrappy knows that the moment that these women stop arguing over him and those things, I feel like he knows he's not as interesting on the show. So I feel like him having a beef with Chaotic, because it doesn't make sense for him to be this angry. I think everybody can agree with that. Especially over some YouTube money when you little Scrappy, the residuals you get from your music, the shows that you do, and being on this show for all freaking 12 seasons. Why would you be so mad? This man has done nothing really to you. So I don't. Scrappy is a mystery. The women who liked him ain't arguing, or he don't want people to know about that maybe baby he got, where he had a girl he
Well,
was
that
dating,
was
had a
he
threesome.
too late for that because Dixie Cup made sure that we heard the tea way
Yeah,
before he
he
could
don't
even
want to talk
deny.
about that on camera though, because y'all know Scrappy's a little special in the head, in my opinion.
Nah,
So
baby,
he
Dixie Cup said, "I got all the tea. I'm gonna tell you how it happened. The gas station I had to go at to for him to pick me up. I should she did it all out the bag."
She did, but
So
her letting it out the bag, he don't want to. And at this time too, when they were filming, that's when all of that was heavy in the blogs. I feel like he using the chaotic thing to not talk about it, because even though it's out the bag, Scrappy doesn't understand accountability, doesn't want to talk about it, things of that nature. So I don't know, but he act like he want to fight chaotic at the table, and then that's where they ended the episode. Um, let me say this: chaotic, let a person know you take their name off of something. They don't have to be involved in your channel, but don't use their family or them for content if you're going to do that. Right? That's how I feel. Scrappy, just do better. I just don't care. But I felt like this was an extremely underwhelming season premiere, just in general. I don't understand why they're calling this like a new season or whatever the hell. I don't know why it would be a continuation of last season. They could have showed us all of this last season. I don't understand why I got to see this now. So hopefully the rest of it gets better. How did you feel about the premiere, James?
like you, it was underwhelming. It was, and like I said, and I tell y'all this all the time, MTV is not for us. They're just not. They're not for us. MTV endorses shows like Teen Mom and Jersey Shore and all of those because for whatever reason they're highly successful, but the drama is just mediocre to say the least. So when you actually have a show with an all black cast and how they're doing them, now they're taking them overseas because a lot of us content creators were calling them out about how they favor those other shows against the one show that was highly successful even before coming to their network. So I feel like it still lacks substance. MTV, get it together.
Yeah, because as quiet as it's kept, Scrap can go, Rashida can go, Kurt can go, Yandy can go, Medicis can go, Carly can go. Most of these people can go. But that's our recap and review of the premiere of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta coming back. The episode is titled It's All About the Benjamins, Baby. We will be back again next week to go over the next episode of this, but we will be back next week on Wednesday. I was a little behind this week. Apologies. I did recently move, but things should be settled and we'll be back on schedule. Stay on the channel if you like the Housewives, because I'm going to be recapping the Housewives of Beverly Hills with James next. And then after that recap, head over to James's channel. The link is always in the description of the videos I do with him. We are going to go over the Housewives of Salt Lake City. But we appreciate everybody, and I'll see you on the next live. Adios. Thank you, James.
Thank you.